Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Scapegoat 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going better than fantastic and your journey to self-betterment is going better than fantastic as well. Today I wanted to go over the topic that we briefly got started with yesterday regarding something I witnessed out in public. Where it appeared. I stress appear. I was listening to someone have a pretty heated conversation. A one-sided conversation with their possibly narcissistic mother. By the way of a phone call they were on with them. So what happened? I was basically in a public place. Waiting for something. There were other people there waiting as well. Everyone pretty much looked like normal average everyday people. Then out of the blue one of the people appeared to take a phone call while using their earphone headset. So you couldn't hear the person on the other line. However, what you heard was the person that was near everyone get more frustrated and more frustrated. And their voice getting louder and louder. And they kept on trying to get their mother. I know it was their mother. Because they called the person on the other end of the phone as such. They kept trying to get their mother to understand what they were doing to them and how they were treating them for years has been terrible and wrong. You can tell quite possibly the mother on the other end of the phone was switching from topic to topic. And was throwing things out there. Like blindly throwing darts at a dartboard. Because this person that was getting louder and louder on the phone with their mother. Kept going for the bait. Addressing each and every issue. And trying to give what appeared to be evidence of why certain things happened the way they did in great detail. They also started to point out why one of their siblings doesn't feel loved. And why one of the other siblings is going down a bad life path. This went on for about 20 minutes. But it seemed like a lifetime. Now before I go bit by bit what I noticed about how the possible narcissistic mother was directing things around. I want to say something very important. And it ties in with the title. The title of my last video. The reason why Narcissist turned you into a scapegoat. And the title of this video. Narcissists put you on display even when the narcissist isn't there. The person that was in public arguing with their mother on the phone really loud. Came off to the average person there as crazy and problemed. First before the phone call. This was a regular person waiting just like everyone else. Then on a dime they switched into someone that seemed to come off as not normal. You see narcissists. Especially narcissist parents love to over years cultivate a particular personality in you. So that you in public come off as strange. Weird. And a bit off. All without you knowing it. So you attract mainly negative people in your life that hone in on this fact. And the more well-balanced people will see this fact and walk the other way. And you will never know they walked the other way. Now, this isn't the only thing the narcissists of the world hone in on. Because they might not see this display this person put on. Yet might be able to tell they are a good target by other clues. But with that being said, this person came off super strange. High-strung. Rushing and trying to provide evidence to the things the mother on the other side of the phone was most likely accusing them of. And along with trying to get their mother to understand the evidence. They kept going on trying to get their mother to understand their pain. And they got louder and louder and louder. It was awful. But I remember this happening to me when I was younger. On a payphone having one of these so-called conversations with my mother. To where I was slamming the payphone receiver on the payphone base. Again nothing I would normally do. But my mother wouldn't even acknowledge my pain. She kept talking in circles. Accusing me of things that weren't true. And then pretending to not listen when I was providing facts, evidence and proof. This is done on purpose. On purpose to get you upset, angry, sad. To feel like a loser from the person that is supposed to love you and care for you. To feel not loved. To feel never loved. And it creates this feeling inside. You just want to scream to the top of your lungs. And the narcissist. They know if they push the right buttons, they can get you to actually do it. And they know if they can get you to do it once, they can get you to do it again. And what this creates inside of a person is the need to prove your innocence to evil people that just want to wind you up. Because everyone at some point in their life will meet someone like this. The question is, will you slow things down? Smile. Use the narcissist's trick against them by changing the subject. And then saying, well, I have to go now. A couple of moments later. And then pretty much rocking this person from your life. Or will you continue the back and forth they enjoy while you become an emotional wreck? What I witnessed with this person on the phone with their mother. It looked like they were trained for many years to respond the way they did. And they were responding like this on autopilot today. And they will likely respond like this tomorrow. They even kept on saying, Mom, you accuse me of things. And when I try to give you facts, you start talking to someone in the background and act like you're not listening. How are we to get anywhere? If you are going to accuse me of things I didn't do, and when I try to tell you what happened, you start talking to someone else. Now, during all of this, the person just put off an aura or vibe. Or they were stuck in a mess they couldn't see. And even me having gone through this, I was embarrassed for them and at the same time, wanted to walk the other way. Now again, it's not always about yelling. Because I've been a mild-mannered person and I don't like conflict. And this person might be the same. However, narcissists love to take such a person and get them going so they appear to not be mild-mannered. They want to change their nature, so others can see them for something other than what they truly are. And likely this person the mother was talking to in the background. They were using this as a way to say, see, this is what I have to deal with from so and so. They call me and give me trouble all of the time. My health, so forth and so on. And this is an example of why slowing things down is so important. If this person could have slowed things down when either he made the call or if they called them, and could have said, well, I disagree with you on that statement, but I have to go. I'm in line. Goodbye. And that would have been that. And then understand. How many years has it been? Each and every time my mother tries to gaslight me and or tell me things I didn't do. What good does it do to engage? Nothing ever gets solved. So I'm just not going to play that game. You see, when this person was engaging his mother in this crazy conversation, they came across as crazy themselves. And those that might not be able to see between the lines might see them as crazy as well and might want nothing to do with them. And there are a variety of other behaviors they might see that could go along with that. That a healthy-minded person would probably want to steer clear of if they witnessed or got a vibe from. And I keep saying vibe, because before that conversation, I got a very neutral vibe from this person. But before and after this phone conversation I witnessed, their vibe was strange. It was that of a strange person. Now, this goes to when we say the narcissist can see us and feel us a mile away. After reflecting and slowing things down, it made sense all of a sudden. When we are narcissistically abused or have been for many years, we walk around in a wounded state. And probably that day something happened to us. Maybe we had a conversation like that with our own mother or father, or our spouse or our sibling. Then we go out in the world just moments later, carrying ourselves a certain way. Even if we aren't saying a word, the vibe is off. and likely narcissists can see and darn near smell it. However, when you slow things down, you stop reacting to these negative and pointless interactions. Something happens, I believe. You start training up within yourself a different way to be. A different way to carry yourself. You see, the narcissist puts you on display by training you over time to react. So you will look like the bad one. And they will look like the victim. And they turned you into the scapegoat so you would always be in this reaction mode so they can get constant narcissistic supply from you. So this ties in with a question that was asked recently. How my brother was turned into a golden child. Well, it was this training right here and this reason why that turned him into what he became. You see, narcissists think way ahead in the future so they can always have a source of narcissistic supply. And even my mother, that had very little of an education. She was a literal genius within regards of the art of manipulating people. Namely her sons and my father. You see, my father was the first scapegoat. He was this guy that was made out to look like he was evil to the core. And she would literally create situations that would try to get him to look like this in front of others. Possibly she would create a situation where again, he might have felt like his character and who he was being questioned and lied about. So he probably went into I need to prove myself mode. Which was exactly what my mother wanted. It's a trap. And when you fall into it, you look like the bad one. You look like the aggressor. Then when my father died, I became the scapegoat. And basically this is where I think and believe, in my humble cartoon opinion. This is both nature and nurture. It's my belief that narcissistic parents run little bump tests, as I call them. Much like sharks in the wild do. They might do something small. Or do a random gaslight to see how you will react. I remember when I was really little. I heard my mother completely lie to someone on the phone. As she was trying to get them to go out of their way to do something for her. And she just was completely lying to the person. And I thought, wow, that's not right. And mind you, I was really young. And when my mother got off the phone, I asked my mother why she was lying to that nice person. She then roped me into a debate at a young age where I was trying to prove my point. Meanwhile my brother just sat there and did nothing. From that, my mother, I believe, could clearly see that I would never want to go along with her lifestyle. Based on my default settings as a person. But my brother, she might be able to get him to go along with her lifestyle. Then from there my mother would tell my brother things behind my back to get my brother mad at me. To stoke the fire of jealousy he had for me and to always keep a constant divide. To the point where such conversations that would come up, where I again would be trying to prove myself, my brother would now side with my mother. And at times he would start breaking my things and attempting to actually hurt me. Sometimes he would do so, as I was quite a bit smaller at the time. This would fuel my mother with supply. And will let her know she had an attack robot on command. And my brother to others would be talked about as the good son that loves his mother. And I was the troublemaker. But something happened. When I was no longer in the house, and at the time was either no contact or limited contact. My mother now needed another scapegoat to fill my shoes. Well, my mother, in the process of turning my brother into the golden child, she purposely smothered his life, metaphorically speaking, so everything he did revolved around her and to where he had no life outside of her. And this also made him come across as weird and strange to others as time went on. So much so life passed him by. And he grew to resent my mother for this. Which my mother knew would happen years and years before, when she started this entire process. Now he was the one arguing with my mother and she was still the victim. The problem is the golden child is a polite way of saying the next generation of narcissism. They basically become a narcissist in most, not all, but most instances. And because of this fact, They do not possess the ability to self-reflect if they are now a narcissist. And they are unable to fix their own problems so they can better themselves. And this is a real problem. Because the difference between this person coming off as weird and loud arguing with his mother and my brother getting upset is night and day. You can tell this person, like us, was trying to get out facts and proof. My brother just screams and hollers without making much sense and skipping around from topic to topic. Which makes it great for my mother. Because he really comes off as the bad guy. The moral of all of this is, it's all done on purpose, folks. From the moment that we are born, they are training us for these moments. And they don't want us to have a normal life. When I got this vibe or weirdness and strangeness from this person, that originally started out as someone I seen as an everyday regular person, it let me know, I'm pretty darn sure in my life others likely felt the same about me here and there in life. And it also let me know that slowing things down works. It actually works. And it allows you to reflect and over time train within yourself new habits and ways to be. If this person was able to say, hey, I don't agree with you, but I'm busy right now, I have to go, and click. They ended the call. Or they just said, I don't agree. And then let the other person, in this case their mother, ramble on. And then they said, I don't agree again. And just sit there and let his mother go on and on. Doing this over time, I think and believe, strengthens one's character. And it builds awareness of other situations in your life. You start training yourself to see narcissism before it even happens. Yes. Now and then you can get roped into things. But your vibe you start to give off is that of someone that isn't damaged or wounded. Yes. I know. You might be. As I am as well. Going through what we went through will hurt or damage anyone. But don't let the evil apex narcissists know that. When they say you are walking through a bad neighborhood, hide your nice possessions. And walk tall and confident. Don't act scared, as the evildoers will see that and target you first. Well, don't let strangers see your wounds. It's none of their business, and if they see them, likely they will be off-put. As I witnessed a lot of rolling of the eyes from the people we were around while this person had their phone conversation with their mother. And the other half of the people, if they don't roll their eyes, will see you as a good target to get narcissistic supply from. They will think, maybe I can get them to go back and forth with me like that if I play my cards right. Narcissistic supply on tap is how they see you. But simply put, this person was an example from what I can see of someone not doing the self-work. And who knows? They might even knew what narcissism was and is. But they are still focused on hammering home the truth to someone that knows the truth but doesn't care about the truth, instead of working on themselves. And distancing themselves from those that are narcissists and other toxic people. So please everyone, please, slow things down. Reflect. Understand some things about yourself. Understand some things about how you grew up. Or about your current relationships. And do something positive each day to fix who you are. But though you might be a decent person, you were likely trained to react in such a way narcissists gain narcissistic supply anytime they want to. So work on yourself. And work on grey rocking and getting away from anyone that doesn't treat you properly. Stop debating. Just slowly remove yourself. And if they want answers, use their tactics against them. Change the subject. Be too busy. And don't give them straight answers. Because it's simply none of their business. And besides, they don't care about you. They are just trying to rope you into more of their fun and games. This is a process, people. It's hard work. But you have to start somewhere. Well, that's all I have for today. I would like to hear your thoughts on this. I thank you all for your support. And until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.